Swadika, welcome to the evening edition of NBT World Brief, broadcasting on NBT and NBT World. You're with me, Sandra Han Utsaha. And in our first story, the Joint Management and Monitoring Center for the Situation in the Middle East has reported widespread irregularities in the national fuel supply system. Authorities are launching a nationwide crackdown on hoarding, smuggling, and price manipulation triggered by the ongoing global energy crisis. The briefing today detailed systemic misconduct involving delayed fuel shipments at sea, reduced distribution from depots, and unauthorized transit routes. Investigations revealed that daily fuel consumption spiked from 67 million liters to nearly 90 million liters without a clear economic cause, suggesting significant hoarding and diversion. Some vessels reportedly delayed unloading to wait for higher prices, while others redirected fuel to industrial buyers at inflated rates instead of supplying retail service stations. The Department of Special Investigation is currently examining the supply chain from refineries to depots to identify systemic fraud. In Surat Thani, authorities discovered that out of 217 million liters of fuel transported via tanker trips last month, 57 million liters remain unaccounted for. Police have already identified 27 service stations and 12 intermediaries linked to irregular supply practices. Additionally, investigators are tracking a Thai-registered vessel suspected of performing illegal ship-to-ship fuel transfers in offshore waters. The Marine Department reported that 20 out of 96 tanker voyages last month experienced abnormal delays. Despite these disruptions, the Department of Energy Business assured the public that Thailand maintains stable fuel reserves sufficient for more than 3 months. Additional shipments have been secured through early June, and there is no expectation of shortages during the upcoming Songkran holiday. To further support citizens, the Ministry of Commerce has introduced temporary price reductions on essential goods such as cooking oil, eggs, sugar, and rice until April 10th. Investors are being advised to diversify their portfolios as escalating tensions in the Middle East threaten to keep energy and commodity prices high. Pine Wealth Solutions Security Company Limited experts warned that these factors are raising long-term inflation risks and lowering the likelihood of global interest rate cuts. Managing Director Pongsakorn Poonpichaitam highlighted that the uncertainty surrounding United States policy remains a primary driver of global market volatility. Despite the global uncertainty, Pongsakorn maintains a positive outlook on gold as a leading asset for 2026. He projected that prices have the potential to rise to between $5,500 and $5,700 per ounce. Regarding the domestic market, the Stock Exchange of Thailand, or SET Index, has shown renewed activity following the election, supported by foreign inflows. Head of Investment Strategy, Piyatat Pasomanasakul, noted that the investment landscape in the second quarter of 2026 has shifted dramatically compared to the start of the year. Persistent geopolitical conflict is expected to sustain high inflation, which weakens the case for central banks to lower interest rates as previously anticipated. To manage these risks, the firm recommends a strategy focused on hedging against inflation. In other news, Thailand Post will increase delivery fees for its domestic express mail service, or EMS, and e-co-post services by 3 baht per item starting April 16th. Thailand Post President and CEO Danan Supatarapan stated that the adjustment is a direct response to the continuous rise in global energy prices. These fuel costs serve as a primary expense for the national logistics system, making a temporary surcharge necessary to maintain service standards. The price adjustment will apply exclusively to commercial delivery options. Basic postal services, including standard letters, printed materials, registered mail, and domestic parcels will not be affected and will continue at their existing rates. This policy ensures that essential communication and personal shipping remain affordable for the general public during the current economic climate. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society, Pachara Anantasin, explained that the ministry previously requested Thailand Post to delay these increases to provide relief to consumers. While many private logistics providers raised their fees immediately, the state enterprise agreed to freeze prices through the high-demand Songkran holiday period. The new rates will go into effect once the festival concludes and will remain in place until energy costs return to normal levels. The Department of Rural Rainmaking and Agricultural Aviation is intensifying its aerial operations to combat the critical haze, PM2.5 pollution, and wildfires across northern Thailand.
Director General Rachen Siruparaya announced that 2 windows of the potential rainfall have been identified this month, which are expected to provide significant relief to the region. Yesterday, the department conducted 7 weather modification flights across Lamphun, Lampang, and Chiang Mai. Crews deployed dry ice to break through the atmospheric inversion layer, a technique designed to disperse accumulated dust and improve air circulation. While these efforts have helped reduce overall pollution levels, officials noted that health risks for residents in the affected areas remain high. Chiang Mai remains the primary focus of the mission due to its basin-like geography, which traps pollutants. To address this, authorities have concentrated flight paths from Chiang Dao in Chiang Mai toward Pai in Mae Hong Son to stimulate cloud formation and absorb airborne particles. Weather experts anticipate favorable humidity levels for rainmaking between April the 4th and the 6th, as well as April the 11th and the 12th. In addition to the specialized cloud seeding missions, daily flights continue over Lee District in Lamphun to suppress hotspots.
And in our final update for you, the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, has instructed all district directors to prioritize the resolution of grievances related to household waste collection and air pollution from construction sites. Regarding waste management, Bangkok Governor Chacha Sittipan emphasized that garbage collection must be carried out at every designated point at least 3 times per week. To further modernize the system, he encouraged residents to adopt the BKK Waste Pay application, which allows households to separate waste in exchange for reduced service fees. Currently, approximately 1.2 million households have registered for the platform, reflecting growing public participation in the city's sustainability efforts. In terms of air quality, the governor reported that PM2.5 levels have been lower than last year. This trend is partly due to stronger southern winds, which have prevented haze from northern Thailand from accumulating over the city. Furthermore, several municipal measures are starting to show results, such as tighter controls on construction dust, campaigns for engine oil changes, enforcement against high-emission vehicles, and active efforts to curb agricultural burning within Bangkok and its surrounding provinces. And that is it for our evening edition of NBT World Brief. Stay updated with the latest developments right here on NBT and also NBT World. And for more stories, simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, I'm Sandra Han Utsaha. Sawasdee ka.